Okay, everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Matt with Green Bar Trading, and I just want to update you guys on something that is so important when you're day trading and a very important indicator to have up. Now, I'm sure that you guys, if you've been trading for a while, have heard of the volume weighted average price. That is VWAP, and that is that yellow dotted line on my charts. So I'm going to get into a trade that I just opened up not too long ago, just about 20 minutes or so ago. I got into Apple puts at that VWAP spot for an expected rejection. Okay. Now, why was I looking for a rejection at VWAP? And, this is really important. And this is something that I'm going to keep reminding, our people in our Discord, and just in a lot of videos I make for 2023, is you have to know what market you're in. The market that we're currently in, outside of being very choppy and very, very bearish, the moves that we see are simply not holding up. All right. And I made a mistake of this for a couple of trades that I took from last week that were all really, really nicely in the green. They broke out, but then they came on back. And it's just, when you're in that profit, especially in 2023, and something that we should have been doing more in 2022 is take the profit. I know we all want to let things run for bigger gains, but, in this market, it's just very difficult. So this is now just about breaking down here. I want to show you guys something, something that I noticed here. And if this happens, great for my trade. If it doesn't happen, maybe it will eventually. But this right here. Now I'm going to go into, what happened on, there you go. There you got the break. So this level right here, this line, you can see a bounce. We broke under it. We retested it, sold off even more, came back up, retested it, bounced, and then had that VWAP rejection. So this is something that I was looking at as I was sitting down to make the video. This has to break, and you can see that big break now that it broke this level here. In order for my trade to have continued throughout the day, I was going to need this to break down further. And that's what happened here. So, and that's what's, continuing to happen. Apple on the daily chart. All right. This is something that I was watching for a pretty long time. And I actually made money taking calls when it first got into the demand zone. All right. So now we're going to go over here to the daily chart, and I'm going to remove this and put on our daily time frame, the indicators that I like to look at. You can see here on the year, right? You had the 52-week lows right here. Yesterday we were testing that, and then today we broke it. Now the chart, to me, using technical analysis, this looks perfect for that break, the retest, and then a further decline, because we just broke down out of a key demand zone. So back here on this day, right here, this green candle, I went into calls. Now I was waiting for the sell-off, and it was getting down to that demand zone that we saw back here. We saw the market rally when Apple got there. I got into calls here and ended up taking off my position the very next day. Now that is something that we should do more often. Take the profit when you have it. I'm going to go into a trade that I didn't do that on, and I was really, really deep in the profit, and I ended up having it turn into a loser. Now, I'm not afraid to take a loss. I think that you need to take losses. You need to keep your risk management really tight. Preserve that capital. So I wasn't upset to take the loss. I was more upset when I went back and reviewed my trades why I didn't get out sooner. Now this, what I'm currently looking at, to me makes no sense to get out of my position yet, since this is the first day of the breakdown. Now, if Apple for some reason ends up rallying for the rest of the day and ends up turning into a bullish hammer candle, which means you're going to have a big wick here, and then you're going to have the body of the candle here that closes over 129, that would be the only thing that scares me out of this position. As of right now, I just want to see this continue to bleed out, which is very, very possible. Considering what I just said, you broke down. We didn't just break down with no consolidation. It tried to bounce. We tried to consolidate. There was plenty of closes here, and then we saw the break. All right, so that was that trade, and that's why I got in at VWAP. I set alerts. I was actually at the gym when this alert triggered. I wanted to make sure when it was down here that I wasn't chasing. I wanted to wait and make sure that I got a good entry. And that's exactly what happened here. Got a very good entry, and now, you know, like I said, we're continuing to sell on off. And if we look at the S&P 500, very important level here is this 3,800 level. It looks like it really did a good job at getting back over it, you know, when it broke down below 3,800. This is a very, very, very important level. So if the day closes under 38, that would be really, really bearish. If it holds up over this, that would be pretty good for the market, at least going into the next few days. So keep that in mind. One trade that I didn't do what I should have is this Exxon Mobil. This thing was very well executed. All right, now looking at the daily chart, again, I got to change. Got to make sure that you're using the right indicators for each chart. This was my trade. We were consolidating on Exxon Mobil. We sold off. I got in on the retest, which was right here. This is where I got in the very next day, just like that Apple trade. I could have gotten out of this down here for close to an $800 profit. Instead, I wanted to see more downside. Now, looking at this chart, where did I go wrong? And this is something that I told some people on the live stream. This is where I should have gotten out of this. You can see the structure here. You can see down here, there was demand. There was demand. And now there was demand on my candle and then the next couple of days. So I should have taken my profit when I had it. I didn't. Ended up taking a loser when we broke out of this level. So take your profits when you have them. Very important. All right, so yeah, I think that's just about going to do it. Hit the thumbs up for the video, the importance of VWAP, some key levels, and just going into 2023, taking that profit when you have it. All right, thanks for watching. Take care, guys.